The night holds many secrets. For David Huggins, a man from rural Georgia, the darkness has been punctuated by something extraordinary and deeply unsettling. Since he was a small boy, David claims that his life has been intertwined with beings not of this world. These visitations often begin with an almost supernatural precision. 2:33 a.m. Imagine that, a specific moment, night after night, year after year, heralding the arrival of the unknown. For David, it became a signal, a silent alarm that his reality was about to shift. He describes a feeling, an awareness that would precede their arrival, a change in the atmosphere of his room. This introduction to David Huggins is an introduction to a profound mystery, one that challenges our understanding of reality itself. The encounters David Huggins describes vary in nature, intensity, and purpose. Sometimes he speaks of being taken, of abductions where he was transported from his home to other environments. He describes beings with large, dark eyes, the classic grays, but also other types, insectoid figures, and even beings who appeared remarkably human. Other times, the visitations were less about physical removal and more about observation. One of the most striking themes in his accounts is the interaction with hybrid beings, children who appeared to be a mix of human and alien. David claims a deep, emotional connection to some of these entities, particularly a female alien he named Crescent. The purpose behind these decades of visitations, according to David, seems multifaceted, involving scientific study, hybridization, and personal relationships. Unable to find adequate words to convey the sheer strangeness and emotional impact of his experiences, David Huggins turned to art. His paintings have become his primary means of communication, a visual diary of a life lived in the shadow of the extraordinary. He paints the beings as he remembers them, the slender grays, the insect-like figures, the beautiful crescent, and the hybrid children. His canvases are filled with scenes of abductions, medical procedures, and intimate interactions. The style of his art is direct, almost folk-like, yet it possesses a raw power that comes from the conviction behind it. His art is not merely illustrative, it is an attempt to document, to provide a form of evidence for experiences that otherwise exist only in his memory and testimony. Through his art, David shares the emotional landscape of his encounters, conveying fear, curiosity, wonder, and even love. Naturally, David Huggins' story has been met with considerable skepticism. The scientific community requires physical evidence, testable hypotheses, and repeatable phenomena, none of which David can readily provide beyond his own testimony and his evocative paintings. Despite the widespread doubt and the lack of conventional proof, David Huggins' belief in the reality of his encounters remains absolutely unwavering. He speaks with a quiet conviction, a sincerity that is difficult to ignore. The debate around his story highlights the profound chasm between personal experience and accepted reality. For David, there is no doubt. The beings are real, the encounters happened, and the hybrid children are a part of his existence. Ultimately, David Huggins suggests that the extraterrestrials left something behind with him, a persistent awareness, a lingering sense of connection to something vast and unknown.